Hey everybody. Hi. You get to see the video of us too. Hello.
Ah,
It's a reverse. Normally, it's the other way around. We're
Yeah.
you talking, and then you turn the microphones on,
Well,
or forget to mute.
at least this time I don't have to cut out 3/4 of the episode. So, hello everybody. Welcome to 2020. In our great show To Hell We Ride. When we last left off, um, a lot of things happened, but unfortunately, I muted myself. So, like 60% of the last session, there was just silence. So we're redoing most of last session, but we're gonna start with the group landing from Ethereal down into Avernus. Now, to give a little recap, why don't everybody say like what all you guys did? Because I know it was a group effort to get down to hell.
Next flew.
Brakka used polymorph and turned one of the Minotaur skeletons into a Quetzalcoatlus, which is basically a jacked up pteranodon. And then wild shaped into a mouse and hopped onto Lulu's back for a little bit of a basically a redo of Dumbo.
You were right here on her head, right
Yes,
there. She's got a little tuft mohawk.
that's what I was
You were
gripping
just like
onto.
nestled in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes.
So I don't know where to put her. Oh well. Anyway, so um, as you
Especially if
guys,
Cat doesn't go after that.
he's interested. I see him looking at it. Um, so you guys land relatively safely away from the battle, and this you notice that the air was getting drier and hotter as you guys were descending down until you eventually land on this barren wasteland. It's this reddish orange dirt. It just seems to be blowing everywhere. The sky is perpetually like rapidly moving clouds. Sometimes you see like a skull up there. You think you see rain in the distance, but you quickly realize that it's not rain. It is fire. Rain in the distance.
Oh God, we landed on Australia.
I was gonna say we landed in Oklahoma, but that's a little more apt.
Oh, he's going after her, Lulu.
Y'all.
You can't see it. He's just gonna sniff it. Anyway, so as you all land, you land in an area where the battle is no longer around, but there is blood, lots of blood everywhere from many devils, many mortals that are under service of the devils for the blood war for one reason or another. Their corpses and such just are scattered throughout here. And in the blood pools, you see these tiny little creatures, and they got syringe mouths, and they're sucking up the blood. And as you all land, it disturbs their feeding, and they go to fly at all of you. So we get to start immediately with initiative.
Oh boy.
As a bunch of sturges fly at your group.
All right.
Oh, so we're just fighting doctors?
Essentially. Doctors, PhDs at sucking, I guess.
Well, you know that doctors used to be called just sturgeons, right?
Yes. I got your joke. I'm just.
Okay.
I
was
was,
afraid
I was
that
trying to add to it, and I did a horrible job.
which confused me. So apologies there.
They got a nat 1, so good for you guys. What did Lulu get? Lulu didn't get much better. Let me get Lulu's stats.
It's so nice to roll the dice again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. She has less dex than the enemies, so she actually goes after them with their nat 1. Koi,
7.
7. You still go before they do. Nix, what'd you get?
6.
You still get to go before they do. Richtofen, what'd you get?
Looks like he got a 17. He put it in chat.
Aha, okay.
Yes, 17.
Brakka, what'd you get?
6.
You get to go before they do. I think Nix
What
has
a
the higher
demon.
dex.
Yeah, Brakka's got the higher dex.
Oh, Brakka does. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's 6 to greater. All right, so with the roaring 17 way in the front, Richtofen, you guys just landed. And there's swarms of these little bat-like creatures, mammalian creatures, with syringe mouths. I'll just say you guys just know what they do. They suck blood. They're
How many
fairly
are
weak.
there?
Looks like probably around 50.
Fireball.
Okay. What's your DC?
15.
Okay, as you shoot your fireball, both swarms of sturges fail. Their dex saves. So roll me that fire damage. This might be over before it started.
It's been a while. I have to remember what dice are around here.
8d6.
Yep.
8d6. Thank you.
Yep.
Not 86. Which I hear a lot.
Fireball is just slowly making its way towards the group as we.
It's bullet time because I forgot to pull up my dice roller, okay?
You get the Metal Gear Solid 5, that like do bullet mode.
Yes, what's going 36.
36. Okay, you guys land. These sturges like get up out of their blood pools, and they all started flying towards you. And there's just an explosion, and then surrounding you guys are charred corpses floating in the blood of sturges.
Nice.
End of initiative.
Got him.
Well, that was unnecessarily violent.
Yeah, just the right amount of violent.
Mm.
We should get moving before anyone else notices.
Yeah.
Says Lulu.
Brakka nods and just hops off of Blue's head gently, and
Sorry.
then wild.
We should get
and just the
going.
Wild shape. Brakka just hops off of Lulu's head, then drops wild shape, nods. Could I do a perception to see if anything heard the explosion
Yeah,
or the
sure.
fireball? Right.
We're in hell.
Well,
That's just a Wednesday.
true.
For you, it was a devastation of that entire Sturge family. For me, it was a
16.
Wednesday. 16. You notice that the battle going on about half a mile away from where you guys landed, it is loud even from here. You think even a fireball exploding, they probably wouldn't have heard, for there are multiple fireballs still going off over there.
Right. Oh,
It
all
sounds
that
like
noise.
modern warfare with the random shells hitting, just like. But you do notice, while you were looking around, something interesting floating in the blood. And that interesting thing will be up to you, as I want you, Brakka, to roll me a d20.
Alrighty.
It's a bomb. We're dead.
Something good.
Totally
12.
totally not a card from some certain dice that I got. Floating next to you is a water skin.
In hell.
Gonna examine it really quickly.
You pick it up, and it feels like it's full, and it's cool to the touch.
Huh. It's weird.
You open it.
I'm gonna
Because you said
Gonna
you were
hold
going to
it.
examine
I'm
it.
gonna hold it at arm's length,
Mhm.
open it, and just like pour a little bit on the ground just to see what it is.
Okay. You pour it and water trickles out.
Arcana check.
Yes. I'd like to do the same. So whoever has higher, give advantage, I guess.
What's yours? What's your Arcana?
My Arcana is 2.
What
I got
what all
7.
Shut up, man.
your Arcana when you say Arcana check, what do you impose by Arcana check? Are you just like is it magical? Is that
wanna
your
know
Arcana
if
check
it's
or
some type of enchanted, or if this is some would-be snowball that just tried its chances.
I personally want to know if this
'Cause-
is water from the river Styx.
okay, those would be Arcana checks then. I was just thinking if you guys were like, is this holy water? That'd be more of like a religion check. But
So we do it separately, or
with the 17 from Richtofen, it appears to be normal water and is quite cool to the touch.
No, he had said he has a 7 Arcana.
I didn't.
Yeah.
7 advantage, so I hadn't rolled. I mean,
Right. Brakka has +2. I have +4. He has +7. We haven't rolled yet because he was trying to be a smartass.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys can roll away then.
Yes, Mav.
27.
Okay.
12.
I'm not gonna try. Mav got a 27.
There's definitely something magical with this water. Though you feel like you'd have to cast Identify, or maybe a more powerful divination spell in order to know why it's magical.
Oh, cork it and keep it with us, because water in hell is a limited resource at best.
I could probably make water or any kind of sustenance. I have good berry.
Then until we figure out what the hell, open intended, that is, let's keep it with us. I'll take it if you don't want to carry it.
Got it. I'll screw it back on and hand it over to Nix.
The water skin itself appears to be made of not outer planar means. It seems like maybe a leather from like a cow or something similar. So it's not like demon skin, like it's not like a demon's bladder or something.
Or human skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not humanoid.
Okay.
I can confirm that with that Arcana check for 27.
Even more of a surprise considering.
So,
With the 27, I can pretty much tell you where it was manufactured.
There's a label on the bottom.
I did say that.
So, everybody but Richtofen, as you guys travel through hell, through this barren wasteland, you're not sure why, but as you're walking, as you're hiking, it feels like a forced march. Like you've already spent 8 hours marching, and you're pushing past that limit. You're not sure what it is here, but it seems to be weighing down on you. You're not sure if it's from your body, or from your mind, or even your soul that is weighing you down. But travel through here is miserable. So as Lulu guides you along the side of River Styx, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hell is the worst.
That's a new one.
Wait, did you say everyone but Richtofen?
Oh, yeah, Richtofen, you're fine.
The saving throw?
Yeah, he doesn't need to make one.
No, I mean, it's a saving throw, right? Not a check.
Yeah, it's a saving throw.
Okay.
Richtofen, you do notice everyone else is kind of really weary. Like, you probably were like, I would be the one weary first because I'm the wizard, but...
Guys, are you okay?
With the 21, I'm feeling okay.
Try it to,
18.
because I'm a
Okay.
fighter.
Yeah, you guys just feel kind of tired.
Do we need to stop for a break? Are you okay?
We're in hell. It's probably best we keep going. At least for
Yeah,
now.
I'm fine for now. It's worse back
let's
home.
Yeah, let's get done with this so we can go to a place where we can actually swim in the water.
See, I grew up in the south, so this heat's nothing. I come down here to cool off.
Not to sound pessimistic there, Koi. We may be a ways out from decent swimming water.
I know, that's why I wanna get out of this plane already.
Okay, that's fair. Well, we're still heading to that fort, so
I'm pretty sure it was this way along the river Styx. As Lulu continues to guide you.
keep your distance from the sticks, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Lulu flies a little higher. This is like an hour into you guys hiking, by the way.
Oof.
So another hour goes by, and I need a Constitution saving throws.
Oof.
Oh, that's bad.
As I like to think, at this point, you guys have done like the walking through the desert montage, where you've wrapped your shirt around your head.
You have like the spin camera from really, really far away.
Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia music's playing in the background.
Nix is already seeing hallucinations off on the side.
Brakka definitely is with a 6.
Oof.
13.
Here, I thought mine was low. 14.
Do I not throw still, or am I good?
Nah, you're good.
Yay.
At this
What is
point,
wrong with you?
At this point, everybody, including Richtofen, is probably getting a little hungry or thirsty. You know, you've been here for a while. But Brakka, you gain a level of exhaustion.
Oof.
And as you follow the river Styx, you hear Lulu say, "Look out!" As you see over at the river, a group of fiends on the bank seem to have noticed you. A bunch of spine devils. And they shoot a bunch of spikes at you.
Hell.
So everybody needs to make a dexterity saving throw. As you hear like a whistle, like the... And it's
like the whistle of arrows?
As you're getting bombarded by these
Right.
spikes.
Well, was it?
Yay, 17.
7.
Oh, another 1.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
no.
Nat 20 plus 1.
Nice.
Jeez,
Richtofen just steps to the side.
Sidestep.
I'd like to think that, as per his character in a different campaign, the spikes just kind of move out of his way.
They all form around me. There's an outline on the ground behind me.
You notice they've all coincidentally went through every convenient gap possible in all your skeletons. Those of you that did not meet the DC 15 take 4 piercing and 3 fire damage.
Okay.
As you guys quickly get out of range and you continue moving. This is just like a random encounter thing. So, when that group looks like they were about to pursue you, a boat on the river shows up and it starts attacking them from the boat, and then they turn around to deal with the priority. Another hour goes by. Lulu is like, "Don't worry, we'll make it." As everyone needs to make a con save, except for Richtofen.
Nice. 24.
Top 20.
Okay,
24.
nice. Oh yeah, Richtofen, your skeletons do not need to roll this. They're kind of immune to exhaustion. So,
You have to have muscles to have fatigue.
also Lulu seems fine as well. Lulu, Richtofen, and the skeletons seem to be the only ones not weighed down by hell.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that Lulu is kind of immune to that, I would kind of worry what's going on with Rick. Yeah, well.
Another hour goes by. I think we're almost halfway there. As we got another con save. At this point, you all are pretty thirsty. You've been hiking for 4 hours without a drop.
Are we rolling the con saves with disadvantage if we have exhaustion?
With the first level, I think so, yes. Let me double check exhaustion rules.
I think to bring a couple of
exhaustion. Disadvantage on ability checks, not saving throws, so you're fine.
Okay. So that was a 19.
Okay.
17.
18.
Guys are doing pretty good.
We got it straight.
Mm-hmm. You keep on marching. Keep on marching. And I will say, Richtofen, since you are the least encumbered by this trek somehow, roll me a d20.
No modifiers or anything, just a straight 20.
Just a straight 20.
17.
You notice first, as you guys are traveling across the banks of the river Styx, about 100 feet off the river, of course, there is a 2-foot wooden doll that seems to be crying soundlessly, stained and tattered clothes. The paint is faded and chipped, and it's sitting there in front of your group as you are in the direction you guys are heading.
What, like a doll, like a toy doll?
Yep, like a 2-foot wooden doll with tattered clothes. And it has tears going down its eyes, but it's not making a single noise. There's no crying from it or anything.
Like actual tears, or are these painted tears?
They look real.
Okay.
Like from a distance, we can tell that they're glistening in whatever light source this place has.
Yes.
How far away?
Richtofen just notices first, like maybe 20 feet in front of you. It's kind of half buried in whatever this sand is.
I immediately stop and signal everyone to halt as well, pointing out ahead.
Is that a doll?
The hell?
It appears to be a little human girl, very faded and chipped paint. Appears to be like some blonde hair. It looks like a little noble girl.
It's just this place could get creepier.
Should I shoot the thing?
Not just yet.
Do we just give it a wide berth and go around?
I'd
Well-
say, yeah.
There's one problem with that. We're in hell.
Uh-huh.
There's multiple ways that this could be a trap, including forcing us to go around it.
Hey Lulu, eyes in the sky. What do you see up there?
Lots of bad people shooting things.
Anywhere near us?
Nope.
Do we have a safe way around this thing?
It looks like it to me.
There you go.
It's not like you
Okay.
guys are like stuck in a hallway and it's the only way through. It's just
Yeah, this isn't a ravine,
You
it's
just-
just a flat wasteland.
yeah.
True, but having to make our march up the embankment around anything else.
It's very gradual.
Yeah, okay.
Like if this was Death Stranding, you wouldn't need to center yourself at all. You could just walk around it.
I still need to get that. Okay, we're going around it, I guess. I don't like the fact that it's crying.
It's facing upwards toward the face is facing upwards towards the sky. Never looks at you guys as you continue around it and keep going. And
Does it make any movement as we start circling around?
Nope. You keep your eyes on it, I assume. So as you keep your eyes on it, it doesn't move. You do notice that it is still crying, though. You do notice, like, the stream of water, like another tear adds to the stream as it continues to go down its face. The second
Nice.
the tears hit the reddish orange sand, it's just gone.
How clear can we see this thing? I mean, what it looks like.
Pretty clearly.
Guys, I hate to do this.
Okay.
Cover him.
If
Cover them.
it's covered,
Yeah.
cover me, because I don't like the fact that it's crying actual tears as a doll. That's more
Right.
concerning than technically anything else here.
I will
Yeah.
load the crossbow, aim at the girl, and if
Bone
if
brothers
Nix
are taking flanking formations.
if Nix yells, I will ready my shoot.
shoot her into the river.
Okay,
You can-
Koi, this is an inanimate object that's not moving. I'm just going to say you automatically hit if you do fire.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm
Actually,
going
I can push it to the river with an arrow now.
100 feet?
No, not that much.
I was about to say, you guys aren't right next to the river. A single drop could be
Okay.
devastating.
I'm gonna walk in a curved pattern. That way, they have a clear shot at the doll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move up to 10 feet away from it and see if I can Arcana check, see if it's an anything magical, which I would assume because it's crying.
You don't need to roll Arcana. It is definitely magical.
Okay.
You're not sure of what school or anything. You'd probably need to cast Detect Magic. Normal dolls do not cry.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured as much. Well, it's probably gonna
Would
be
my
bad.
high Arcana be able to find anything else out about it?
Not unless you cast
Okay.
a spell or something to figure out more.
So, here goes nothing. Gonna call out to the doll. Hello? Anyone there?
No response.
I inch closer, 5 feet.
Nothing happens with the doll. It doesn't move or anything. It just continues crying,
Kind of,
staring up
Leap.
into the blackened sky.
okay, try and get close, like 3 feet away. Try and wave my hand over in front of its eyes to see if I can catch its attention.
Eyes don't even blink.
Oh, it's
Why do I feel like this is one of those light grenades that says "Pick me up" written on the side?
Don't make that reference. I have done that before. That's why we have the shield with us. I pick up the doll.
The second you touch the doll, it goes to get up and it pulls itself out of the sand.
And I jump back 5-10 feet.
Uh,
Whichever I can do.
and as it like kind of tries to unbury itself out of the sand, you do notice it's like a little girl. It's 2 feet tall, maybe
Great, so-
8-year-old human girl.
So this
is what it looks like.
terrifying thing is almost
She-
as tall as I am.
She tries to ruffle off what's left of her clothes, and a bunch
Oh
of the
God, it's
sand and
Annabelle.
stuff gets out of the dress, and she just like walks up to you, and she
All
stopped,
fire.
and she stopped crying,
Oh, balls.
and she just walks up to you and stays out of your bubble, so to speak. But she just walks right up to you and just stops.
Can you talk?
It tilts its head up to look at you because it actually is shorter than you.
By a foot. Because this isn't creepy as hell. So,
It curtsies.
oh, it's very polite. Next bows in return.
It curtsies again.
Uh-oh. If it curtsies a third time and explodes, I'm blaming you, Rick.
I didn't know it.
Does it make any response to me saying anything to it?
It seems to you think it knows you're saying things to it, but it doesn't talk or anything. The mouth doesn't move at all.
What would it be to know if this thing is actually a person soul adhered to an object?
Probably legend lore or
Yeah,
identify.
We're making meta questions here at this point.
Right.
Detect
Okay.
magic, you could tell what school it is.
Yeah.
Right.
If it was
This
a
is-
if they were a soul bound to the object, it would be like a necromancy school.
Hello.
Richtofen
So-
would know that right off the bat.
So that's a good question.
But that's a hypothetical, of course. You won't know for sure.
I was going to ask, can you write?
She nods.
I'm going to grab a pen and parchment from my pack and hand it over and say what seems to be the problem.
Looks down at the paper and looks up at you. Goes to write something down. Hands it back to you, and the writing is in common, but in like children's
Scribble.
level of calligraphy. And it says, "No one loves me."
God damn it, Mav.
Okay.
Thank you for acknowledging me.
You're welcome. Obviously, I say this back to her since she's the only one that needs to write.
Seems like she understands common, but she just can't speak.
Well, that's a little bit convenient. Were you transformed?
She writes back, I don't know.
Oh no, it's another me.
I just remember waking up here alone.
Oh, balls! It's another me. Okay,
I'm
well,
just gonna look over the thing and just read it and go. Given how close we are to the river, it's not that hard to guess. What might have happened, but at the same time, doesn't explain the dullness.
The doll's head turns, and you hear the wood creak as it turns to look over at the river. The body actually does shift with the head, but the head moves first. So it seems like it's not completely robotic, so to speak. But it is definitely like, it is all doll. It's not just a facade. And she writes back, where are we?
a very bad place, unfortunately.
Hell, we're in hell.
God damn it, was trying to spare the doll that in case it's an actual child, Rick.
The doll starts crying again.
Damn it, Rick.
See what you've done.
And it comes over and it hugs your leg, Nix.
If this thing explodes, I'm going to regret all of the decisions I've made.
Why would a doll explode?
It feels.
Why wouldn't it at this point?
It feels just as you would expect. It is a wooden mannequin-esque doll with tattered clothes. Doesn't feel warm to the touch or anything.
We can take you out of this place.
But the grip is fragile. It's like a child just like clinging onto you.
Brakka stoops down and just pats the little doll on the head. He's like, there, it's okay. We're actually trying to get out of here too.
Brakka, as you go to move forward, the doll actually goes to hide behind Nix.
Now who's scaring it?
She just sighs and just goes, it's not the first time this has happened.
Oh, but it's a little more insulting with it being a child-esque doll.
No, you'd be surprised. Plus, and she holds up her hands and just goes, these probably aren't helping.
Yeah, we need to find mitts for those or something.
For those that
Need
don't
to
remember, flashback, and Brakka has Demon Ichor all over her hands, and she gets the Tyrannic kind of hands with the jagged-like claws.
Yep. We need to find someone who can uncurse me to get that to happen first.
Well, that was kind of the plan, but...
With the last bit of the paper she has, she writes down something and gives it to you, Nix, and she says, "My name's Elizabeth."
One of the creepiest doll names that could have ever possibly been. Okay, Elizabeth.
It could have been worse. It could have been Annabelle.
Okay, Elizabeth. We are heading that way. If nobody else is against us taking the doll, we can try and find somebody that could help. You okay with that?
I mean, we already,
As long as we
Already
make
tried
sure it
She
doesn't get hurt.
she nods as best she can, and she follows Nix.
Okay.
Brakka's like, we're already here to help a city. We might as well help her as well.
Yeah. Just one more person.
Would
Now,
our local celestial being happen to know anything that's going on?
she might have been on the bad end of a deal with the devil. Maybe her parents signed something, and she's stuck here.
Oof.
I don't know. I do not sense evil from her, though.
Well, at least we stopped the crying.
Yeah.
All you hear from your shield is,
Not sure what's more disconcerting, the fact that there's a childlike doll that has now joined us in our party, or the fact that the shield is silent for a change.
So you're talking about a party that has a table as a mascot.
Hey, don't be down talking Yama.
You've named the table?
You don't remember that?
No, I guess
named
not.
Yeah.
Scotty, look who you're talking to. Of course we named the table.
Yeah. We named it Yama because of mahogany.
You know,
Right,
King
right.
Yama with his mahogany table.
Yeah.
So, how heavy is the doll? Like, if Nix goes to pick her up, how heavy?
I would say 20 pounds.
It's not that heavy. Look down at Elizabeth and ask if
She does not appear to be made of as sturdy of wood as your table.
So no swinging her around and coup de grace our enemies with her. Got it.
Doesn't seem to be made of. You're not an expert on furniture, but doesn't seem to be made of mahogany, at least,
Okay.
or a dense wood. She's fairly light for her size.
Ah, she's a balsa.
So, okay. So with Elizabeth in tow, I guess we make our way back on the trail.
Yeah.
Okay. Quietly as I can, as Elizabeth makes her way forward just a little bit, I'm gonna have a conversation with Rick. Keep your eyes on the doll,
Do I have to?
please.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Okay. So, I guess Elizabeth in tow, we're continuing forward.
She stays within 5 feet of you at all
Of
times.
me?
Yes.
Oh boy. Okie dokie.
Every once in a while, depending on where you guys are going through, she'll lift up her dress to try to get it not in dust or mud or blood or what
Blood.
have you.
Mm.
But this dress is ruined anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Speaking of, throughout any of the puddles of blood, do we see any demon ichors or anything like that?
Oh yeah, and I'd assume you guys clearly avoid that to the best you can.
Yeah.
I was just going to see if Mav wanted to coat the weapons of his Skelly Boys in it again.
No, but I would use that empty flask to have them gather some for us, just in case.
Don't you already have one? Or two?
I thought we used that earlier.
That was before we were redoing everything.
Peace.
Okay, so I still got a...
You still got one flask.
Okay. Well, I'm good right now.
Okie dokie. So, onward we trot, and I will stay...
Unless Brakka wants to go swimming to get, full makeover.
No, I think I'm good for now.
I like to think Asmodeus just has like this pendant with a green gem in it, and you just like reverse time to where you guys are now, because he's like, you know what, I want to see you guys do this again.
Onward, Toodle Pipski.
Hang on, I've come to bargain. Okay. So-
Asmodeus would be like, okay. Then you'd be like, shit.
You just hear it as transmission. So he's like, all right, sign it here.
So, I would keep myself and Elizabeth at the front of the party. That way, if anything does happen, I've got Lulu directly in front of me since she's leading, and the rest of the party to fire from the back.
She appears to have no combat experience whatsoever.
The doll?
Yes.
Wonderful. That means if we get in trouble, I probably have a chance to escape.
You're pretty sure she'll try to hide somewhere.
Probably.
Nix's reasoning right now is Captain Hero from Drawn Together. I don't have to outrun this. I just have to outrun you. Kicks him in the leg and goes, save yourselves.
No, that was not what I was thinking. I'm expecting this nice, innocent little doll to turn into a hell of a creature, okay?
I know.
I'm just trying to plan for the better side of Nix's perspective of things.
I know. I'm just being silly.
Yes. Okay. So, onward.
Con saves. For those that need it.
18.
That was close. 18 as well.
Natural 20.
Okay. I'm just skipping ahead a few hours, and so
Yeah.
Okay.
6 hours later, you arrive at Fort Knucklebone. Now, I described it last time, but somebody wasn't here and no one could hear me on Twitch. So I'm going to describe the place again as I try to find it again. There we
You're
go.
talking about we've never been here before.
Right, yeah. A fortified compound sits atop of a low plateau that rises out of a crater-pocketed landscape. At the center of the compound is a hill of rust-colored stone that resembles a hand clawing out of the ground with gaps between the fingers. A jagged wall made of rock, bone, and metal debris surrounds this hand-shaped hill. Other highlights visible from this distance includes a gatehouse, atop which stands half a dozen small figures on watch.
Gate closed.
Yes.
Open up!
As you move up towards the gatehouse, you see 6 smaller figures. They appear to be maybe gnomes or halflings with red cap hats and medium-sized sickles. So for them, it's like large size. It's a size category bigger sickle for their size. They have on these really big, almost maybe metal boots. As you approach, and the one of them yells down to you, "Hey, what's the password?" In common.
Password. Jinx, he tap.
my God.
There's a brief pause, like something was going to happen, and then another one just goes, "Wait, we don't have a password," and then they all just start cracking up.
Then how the bloody hell are we supposed to know it?
Gotta kill them all.
Not yet.
Wait till the gates open at least.
At the very least.
After you guys are just, you're just gonna. One of them stops laughing and is for a moment and is like, "You're just gonna stand out there? Just
Gonna open
just
the door or
gawking?
not?
You gonna let us in?
The door's unlocked."
Oh,
You
it's
did
a
put a
push door.
sign. We were trying to pull. I see what was wrong.
After you guys' reactions to that, all of them start to laugh even harder. Most of them actually fall on their backs laughing.
At least they didn't fall forward and have a great fall.
Brakka just rolls her eyes and just puts her hands on the door and just starts to open it.
You open it with ease.
At least they weren't lying.
Yeah.
The doll follows closer to Nyx, looking I would say looking warrantingly at the red caps, but it can't show any facial expressions, so it kind of looks over blankly at the red caps, and then looks back at Nyx and follows.
You know, if we put that to use, that'd be really disconcerting to other people. Just pat her head and keep us moving forward.
This is no time to start your ventriloquist career.
Hey, that's actually a good idea. But we're trying to save her.
Before Nick's multis into Bard.
As you enter in this area, you notice that it is littered with trash and mechanical parts, some put together in a way that resembles a vehicle. Ramshackle structures built from the same junk as the outer wall provide shelter. A platoon of these small fey creatures mill about, all looking like feral gnomes. Several of them have tall red caps, and some of them actually have demonic ichor on the caps themselves. A pair of kenku examine one of the strange vehicles, chattering to each other in high-pitched squawks. These kenku carry an assortment of strange tools, and when they see you, they stare in wonder.
Anybody else feel like this is the Mad Max version of the Lollipop Guild?
Kind of.
The what?
Yeah, I figured that reference was going to be too far out of the way.
One of the kenku waves your directions. Wave your direction? I said directions, they didn't say directions. One waves your direction.
Nyx waves back.
So is Brakka.
It yells to you all in a voice you did not expect. A fairly feminine sounding voice. What a deal. Patience is a virtue. Can't keep the boss waiting. Obviously, I'm not doing its actual voice. It runs off into one of those structures. But as it's running off there, it just like as it got your attention, it was like,
Oh, telling us to wait.
mm-hmm.
Okay. That wasn't Ornifex, was it? Nope, nobody. Really? Never mind.
No, sorry.
The what?
Dark Souls 2, there's a creature called Ornifex.
Oh.
She's a half crow, half person.
Smooth.
It's the only
Give me
game
smooth.
of Dark Souls I haven't played.
Yeah, okay.
I was just playing Dark Souls 3 on this channel earlier today.
Yeah, she's not in that one.
Anyway, so do you guys do anything while you're sitting here and waiting?
I guess we're looking around, waiting to see what the bird wanted.
You see that the little fey gnome creatures, these red caps, seem to be some of them doing menial labor, but most of them are just goofing off. In fact, they're pulling little pranks on each other every once in a while. Like one goes to sit down on what appears to be like a fairly huge skull, big enough for one of them to use as a seat, and another one pulled the skull away right before it sat down, so it fell on its butt, and the rest of them start laughing. You know, stuff like that.
Hey, Brakka?
Yeah?
Close the doors behind us, just in case.
What doors?
The ones you just opened.
The
We are-
gate.
I thought we were already through the gate. Out of character, I thought we were already through the gate, and they just closed behind us.
I would not assume that they would close the gates behind us if they had it left unlocked.
You're gonna let in a draft, says one of them as they close the doors. You notice it's really windy in the camp, and there's no like cover above.
Would Brakka know what these little things are?
Yeah, I'll just say you guys know they're red caps. Red caps are these they're the murder hobo of Fae.
They're
That's
like
probably the best way I could describe them.
Yeah, they're like leprechauns, but instead of wishes, they give murder, and there's no gold involved.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably gold. Some
They-
people would probably hire them.
They
How big is this fort?
it's fairly big. It's probably as big as like an army encampment. But most of it is most of it's junkyard stuff.
Can I ask Lulu to pop up and see if she can do a quick count of how many of them are there?
Okay.
I mean, never mind.
She flies up and I go to look to see how many are actually there. She says maybe 10 from what I can see.
Good to know. Thank you, Lulu.
But these things are fake.
Yeah, they're less than nice Fae. Let's just put it at that.
And what are they doing here?
It's actually a very good question. They're not native to Avernus, I'm pretty sure.
Also, if I got the plane things right, we are in the negative side of the planes, and the Fae thing are positive.
Not exactly. I out of character, would I know whether if the Fae or whatever?
You guys can do quick Arcana checks if you want.
Okay.
For just plainer stuff.
9.
You're not sure. The Feywild might be more neutral, actually.
Yeah. It's mostly hard to tell where Fae fall on, actually.
As you ponder this, coming out of that ramshackle shelter is what appears to be an older lady, but she has horns. Horns that go out and curve backwards, almost like goat horns. She has steampunk goggles with red lenses that are up on her forehead right now. Her clothes seem to be made of some weird leather. Coming out with her is this horrible amalgamation that seems to be like Frankenstein's a monster. If Frankenstein's a monster was a bunch of devils stitched together. This thing towers above her at probably around 10 feet tall, easily. It has the feet of a bone devil Head of a horned devil. It's got random stitches everywhere on the flesh. The mouth itself seems to be sewn shut, and there seems to be like a tube, almost like an intestine, that wraps around its head and around its back, and then into where a belly button would be. So it doesn't appear to have an actual mouth itself. As she comes walking out, and she goes, "Oh, it appears we have guests."
Ugh.
Oh, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mad Maggie. Here to repair one of your war machines.
Or what?
What?
Oh, we got ourselves a bunch of greenhorns.
Literally, in my case, I guess.
I am blue, thank you very much.
Oh, it's a phrase. You're new here, I assume.
No, we live just up the way. We decided to make a trip to... Of course we're new here.
I appreciate the sense of humor. We don't get much of that here in hell.
Looks
I
over
can
at the
imagine.
red caps. Sure.
Well, you know what I mean. In any case, it's interesting that you have Lulu with you.
Wait,
You know me? Says Lulu.
you know her?
Know her?
You know her?
And she's like, know you? Of course I know you, dearie. I've heard all about you. You used to run around with Azariel when she was an angel. I wonder what amazing tales you could tell. I don't remember any of that. The sticks must have got to you or something.
That makes about 3 of us that don't have any memory from a certain point back.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to find Azariel's sword, but I can't quite remember where it's at. I got a little bit of amnesia then. I could help out with that. I know of a dream ritual that should be able to unlock some memories of yours that are repressed.
Ooh, would that work for me too?
Sure.
Would I have heard of something like this in my druidic training?
This will be an Arcana check.
All right.
Just be careful, guys.
Oh, it's cocked.
I mean, we're in hell. There's only so much careful we can be. And if this gives us any information
Okay.
the way forward.
That's a 14.
You pretty sure she's a hag, and hags
Right.
are dream specialists. If this is the kind of hag you think it is.
Hmm. But would I have heard of something like dream, sort of like going into the ability to like use dream, like dreams to bring out memories, stuff like that, as a druid?
It's not impossible. It's actually quite possible that there's probably a ritual that
Quite-
could be done.
Yeah, quite specifically as a druid of the circle of dreams.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
spirits. Actually.
Oh, yeah, okay, then, yeah, you have heard it from your superiors when you were learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like my mentors talked about something like that before. Being able to use dreams to coax out forgotten memories, even past lives at sometimes.
And I'm assuming you haven't made mention of this because you can't do it.
No, I'll have my own visions of her that I've been receiving to further my training. Haven't gotten that far yet. Still can't do flying animals. Even.
Oh, the poor little druid child. It appears that you've gotten yourself a little bit of a sticky situation there. She points her crooked nail claw at your hands.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be all the rage these days. She just looks at her own the hag's and gnarled hands.
She goes,
Getting in on the fashion.
you know,
Doing that by choice.
I can't do a hag's cackle, but she definitely does a hag's cackle at that. It's very loud, like Witch of the West. So I'm like, yeah,
Right.
kind of stuff. I like you, but I have a deal.
Oh, balls.
Yeah,
I can
so you
perform
want
this
help for
ritual.
free.
I can perform nothing's for free in hell. My sweet little fish. My sweet, hideously beautiful fish. She actually looks at you
You're-
with disgust.
You're disgustingly nice too.
Oh, thank you. But here's the deal. I can help you find this memory of this sword of yours, maybe. No guarantees on that, unfortunately. But the only payment I want is to witness some events from your past, Lulu. I'm curious to see Zariel's fall. That is probably quite a unique memory, and I am one that cherishes memories. I appreciate them more than any kind of currency, gold or goods or soul coins or otherwise. As she holds up this iron coin and puts it down. In any case.
Lulu, you have a problem with that?
What?
Were you not paying attention?
Quick side question.
Yes?
Would I still have the soul coin that I found off that flying fellow that we killed?
Nope,
When we
didn't
were
happen.
landing.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Retcon.
Okay, because I know it happened while we were landing. All right.
Yeah.
Nope.
Unfortunately, that was
Nope,
basically
sorry.
what was...
Because she can fly. Anyway, enough of me turning 6 years old again. Then we have a deal then? And she reaches her claw out to Lulu for a handshake. And Lulu's like, okay. And she flies over and she puts out her tiny little tusk. Or not tusk, her trunk. And handshakes. Then that sounds good. Mickey, let's go get the supplies. And you hear from this horrible amalgamation, this devil Frankenstein thing, just like kind of weird noises.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes?
Wouldn't happen to have any better clothing for our little doll friend here?
Oh, where did you find this poor little soul?
She was half buried in the sand near the sticks.
Oh, the poor little girl. I can get her some clothes. What do you have to trade?
Got some food.
What?
Turn that infernal war machine off. And then one of the Kenku's like, just caws angrily as it turns off whatever horn just beeped in the background. Well, I'll be back. Make yourselves at home, she says. And she goes back into her ramshackle of a hut. And as she goes to leave, you guys have a few minutes alone, relatively. There's quite a few things you guys could interact with here. This is going to be turned almost into like a point-and-click adventure, where you got like the overview of this Fort Knucklebone, and you see all these different options. And one, you just see like a bunch of these red caps just hanging around. Another one, you see Mickey, this horrible flesh golem thing, appears to be getting supplies. You see the two Kenku, and they appear to be working on one of these war machines that Mad Maggie mentioned about.
I'm going to go examine one of those war machines.
So long as this isn't anything related to the world of Deponia, I don't think we're in too bad of straits here.
You also see, flying by, are two imps. One of them, or no, they're not flying by. What am I saying? You see two imps on top of one of the ramshackle shelters, just snoozing. They're just sleeping.
I say we leave them alone.
Yeah.
But Richtofen, as you go over to this war machine, it appears to be made of some kind of metal. You're not sure if it's steel or iron. But as you go over to it, one of those Kenku gets up and he goes, "Hey, watch yourself," as it waves one of its weird, bizarre tools at you.
Well, to be fair, steel is iron anyway.
well, it doesn't look like it's. You're not sure if it's refined iron or not.
So tell me about this thing. What is it?
You hear from Mad Maggie's voice, "War machine," coming from the Kenku.
And what is a war machine?
The Kenku goes to mime out this like battle going on, like it makes like a claw like grabbing something, and you hear the Wilhelm scream come from the Kenku, and a bunch of horrible other disgusting battle noises. You hear like a roar of flame as well come from the Kenku.
Interesting. Are they for sale?
What do you have to trade, stranger? You hear from the Kenku.
What is it you're looking for here in hell?
Parts. You hear from another random voice. Actually, what do they want? Let me double check. I want to make sure I'm not missing. Oh, another thing you guys see floating by is a skull that's on fire, and it just floats by. I forgot to mention that. It's kind of
Is it
important.
at least screaming as it goes by?
No, but its teeth are chattering a little bit. Yeah, the one that came up to you has a silvered pike as a weapon. Oh, since you asked what it wants, it points its tool over at the vehicle that the other Kenku and it was working on. As you look over there, you can see that it appears to be a much bigger vehicle than the rest of the vehicles around here. It looks like it could fit the two Kenku, the big Frankenstein monster, Mad Maggie the Hag, and your entire party in the whole thing. Like it's effing huge. It has a giant crane on the back where you see this big bladed, four-bladed grappling claw on the back. And part of the armor on the side of it, the armor plates are off and on the ground, as the other Kenku is like underneath it, and you hear like cranking noises. And it looks at you and says, "Fix, need fix." It's then that you hear from the one that the other Kenku is working on. You hear multiple screams of anguish and pain as the black smoke just puffs out of the back end of this giant war machine. And that Kenku quickly gets out from underneath. It's covered in like black soot or something, and just like ruffles its feathers, and a bunch of black soot goes everywhere. And you hear it go like, and a surprising amount of black smoke goes everywhere.
Anybody else reminded of the secret of Nim there for a second?
Pretty much, yeah, actually. Now you can do a Arcana or Investigation check if you want to help them fix this vehicle, Richtofen.
Well, both are +7, so I'll do that. 26.
Okay. While Richtofen's doing that, this is like a 10-minute, like you're helping them out. Does anyone else do anything, or are you just gonna watch, or because you don't have to do anything. You're just waiting for Mad Maggie anyway.
Brakka wants to do a little experiment now that they have a chance to actually sit down and take a rest. She's going to put her hand on the ground and just slowly use Druidcraft to see what kind of grows, what would grow here. She's not trying to grow a specific plant, just trying to see what would grow in here, just out of morbid curiosity.
I would say the most common plant that you would think of would probably be like grass. So black blades of grass come out of the ground.
Aside from just the weird color, do they look like they're healthy?
I mean, as healthy as they can be in this like dry, dusty soil.
Right.
Nix is gonna dance with Elizabeth, try and keep her happy.
Give me a charisma check.
Haha, I'm proficient with those. 21.
She does not. What kind of dance do you do? Are you going for like? Do you know a formal dancing, or are you going more like you're a hobbit? Or sorry, copyright. A halfling on a table doing a jig, or like what kind of dancing are you going for?
More like, considering that we're both the size of children, just like the happy little dancing around in a circle, just something to keep moving, to keep distracted.
Just holding hands and bouncing around in a little circle.
Kind of like that.
Okay. As you do this dance, her facial expressions never change. They are always neutral, but she dances with you and matches you. Wow. Yeah. As close as she could, she got a nat 20 on performance.
Dang.
So 20. She got a 20.
Dance.
Let's see. As you two are dancing, the madcaps notice your dance, and they join in on the dance. But theirs is freeform, to say the least. The ones that seem to have demonic ichor on them, they change up their hands so it's clenched except for their pointer finger and their pinky finger like this, and they just thrash their heads up and down.
Now it's a mosh pit.
I was about to say.
So long as they're not mosh pitting me and Elizabeth, we're good. Because that'd be kind of frightening for the kid.
She seems to be focused on you more than anything else.
No.
But as you finish your dance, and the Redcaps actually started trying to sing a song to go with your dance.
Hi ho, hi ho.
Oh, not bad, not bad. They got a 10 on their roll. So instead of singing actual lyrics, they're just like making noises essentially. So it's like that. Uda shaka uga chaka duda uda uba bata ida wata udi ata oda odi ida wata. You know, something like that. I literally just made that up, but that's pretty much kind of what they sound like. But since you're doing like a more fine dance, it's probably like slower than that. But they seem thoroughly entertained.
This is oddly whimsical for hell.
And they actually applaud and stuff after you're done. One of them applauds foolishly with a sickle in hand and accidentally chops off his fingers. And he starts screaming, and the others start pointing and laughing at him as he's bleeding out. As he just wraps it up with something that he can find. He
just
gives
takes
you
his cap off. He's take the cap off and shoved it in there.
yeah, we'll say he does that. You notice that he has hair. It's like matted hair, but like everything that the cap was covering is completely bald. And he comes up to you, Nix, and he hands you one of his fingers and says, "That was so good, I clapped my fingers off. I think you deserve one."
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the whole scene. I had to mute myself there for a minute.
Was my performance too amazing? I'm sorry.
It's just the mental image of, the kobold and the doll dancing, and then the red caps, and then just one of them goes from this lighthearted scene to bodily mutilation.
Chaotic evil fae. I mean,
It's the Red Wedding all over again.
God, let's hope not. This kid doesn't deserve that.
the kid does not seem fazed by this at all.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
But that's hard to tell because it's a doll.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you accept the finger?
With this finger, I be bled.
That's what she said.
Oh my god.
I was just trying to rhyme, and that turned way worse.
Oh my god.
For those at home, Nix is muting himself because he's laughing too.
We broke Nix.
Oh,
I missed this.
I'm sure Nix can sell it for a good profit, that finger.
No. I give him the finger back.
Nope, take it. Take it. Add a
No.
character, take it. We can sell that to like a collector or something when we get back to the material plane.
Maybe it's considered super rude to not accept like a
Yeah, we don't
chopped
know
off body
we don't
part.
know madcap culture.
We have culture.
Well, more bacteria than anything, but sorry.
I missed this game.
Catching my breath there for a second.
You're fine.
I guess I'll take said finger and kind of wrap it with some type of cloth to keep it from bleeding all over my back.
I'm gonna roll for it. It kept its thumb, but I'm gonna use a D4. And we're just gonna go down the line. So 1 is the pointer finger, and 4 is the pinky.
It's going to be a 2.
It's the pointer finger.
Okay, cool.
Ah,
I was hoping for 2.
2 would have been amazing.
But I was like, I gotta make it random. So, you can now write down you have a Madcap's index finger.
Probably pay good money for that at Candlekeep.
I'm more worried about the fact that you want me to keep the finger from
I'm saying this out of character. Brakka is too busy with her experiment.
You can now give that finger to the flesh golem. Maybe it needs one extra finger.
Oh, right. So that's what Nix was doing. That's Nix's event. Does Koi or Brakka do anything?
I will go to the floating school that's on fire.
Okay.
Does it acknowledge me, or is it just like floating around?
He's floating around, and as you approach him, he stops in his hovering spot. So he just kind of is like this in place, and he just turns and looks at you and says, "Oh dear, what do we have here?"
Yeah, I was gonna say, what up with you?
What up with you? You are the oddest-looking fiend I've ever seen.
I am not a fiend.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
Triton.
As he flies up closer to you, you can feel the heat from the flames of him, but he does not get close enough to actually touch you. He goes, you seem to be a rare indigenous tribe of Triton.
Yes. And you are? I've never seen something like you. Probably because I've lived all my life underwater, and I don't think you can live up there.
My name is Barnabas. I come up with the best designs for the Mad Maggie's war machines.
You designed that thing there?
Of course. No one's more magnificent and intelligent than I, Barbosa.
And if it's like, what are you?
Barbosa. The magnificent.
Yeah.
The all-knowing.
Oh yeah, but I mean, why are you a floating skull?
And why are you a Triton?
I was born
All
a Triton.
questions of the multiverse that we can't quite comprehend.
Okay, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Okay, bye. I guess you can't handle my my amazing intelligence.
I don't really
As he says that,
have many questions.
a random sickle flies towards him, and he ducks to dodge it. And he says,
Oh.
and he's like, "Oh bloody hell! Darn you, grubber!" And then one of the madcaps is just like, and he just runs off.
I will throw a stone to the cap that threw us the sickle.
Okay, roll to hit. But you have stats.
It's Dex?
It's just Dex. You're not proficient in throwing pebbles.
Okay. Well, that's a 13.
You hit.
Okay. Whatever damage that's not.
You hit it in the head, and he goes, ah! And he's like, oh, well, you deserve that.
I shake my fist in anger.
Thank you. Thank you, Triton.
It's my pleasure. I like shooting stuff to other stuff. I don't design like super big war machines that I don't understand how they work or what do you use them, I guess, for war. But I can shoot with. Do you have like shooting weapons on that thing?
Well, a few of them do, yes.
What?
I like to pride myself on one of my latest inventions. The Styx jet. Shoots water. Fill it up with Styx water.
That sounds dangerous.
Oh, but everything's dangerous here in hell.
This part.
Well, between you and me, he just gets up beside you and he like side mouths somehow, even though he's a skull. Grubba has been kind of getting on my nerve, but I've been too embarrassed to tell Mad Maggie. Maybe he'll back off now, thanks.
You're welcome. That's weird.
I mean, this whole camp's weird. Way back to Richtofen, because Richtofen started everything and you already made your check. You notice, after the 10 minutes have passed, we'll say this is when that 10 minutes passes, that this machine oh, there it is. Okay. There seems to be a spiky gear inside there. And it seems to be compromised with spikes inside it from a demon of some kind. And the demon's abyssal energies are interfering with the infernal energies of this war machine. And you are able, and the spikes look really close to the spikes used to make the gear, so you can see why they didn't notice it right away. So you, with their help, and you assisting them, Richtofen, you actually get those spikes out, and it's the engine, I guess, stops screaming in pain, and it roars now.
Roars like a kid.
And one of the Kenku just like pats you on the shoulder when you guys are done. And it is at that point when Mad Maggie comes back. And as she comes back, she's like, I have everything prepared. Here, come into my boat. She signals you to her ramshackle hut that she was in. Do you guys follow?
Don't exactly have much of a choice.
Yep.
Wiping the grease off my hands, I walk in.
You all go inside, and you see that there are just piles of random junk in here. And she's like, "Don't mind the mess. We just need to be over here at the circle." And she points to this very clearly blood-drawn pentagram with black candles at the 5 points.
Okay.
Ah, lovely.
All right, I'm gonna need you here. And she like grabs Brakka by the shoulders and gently puts you at this candle.
How
Need
tall
you
is she?
here. I'm gonna roll for it. She is 5'3".
Yeah, because Brakka's 6'5".
Yeah, she reaches up.
Right. So, okay. She's surprised at the strength of this old hag, but then again, their face, so she's just going with it.
You know, Hag's claws are pretty deadly, and you do like. Yeah, she definitely. You can feel it definitely when she went to move you. She is a lot stronger than she looks. She looks like an old lady, but she's probably not that strength.
Yeah.
And she moves everyone to different spots. And in the very middle, there's this really nice silk pillow, like a seat pillow. And she's like, "And this is where you'll go, Lulu." And Lulu is like, "Oh, okay." And Lulu just like flies over and then gently lands in it. It's like, "Oh, this is comfy." She says, "Okay, so in order for me to do this ritual, we need 5 participants total. And conveniently enough, with me, that completes the set. Now we're going to have to go through some of Lulu's memories here, and we'll just be doing a little bit of digging around in her dreams and see if we can find this sword of Zariel's that you talk about. Now I must warn you, though these are dreams, any dangers in there will prove to be quite real. Alright, let's get started.
Okay.
And she is like, okay, now everybody hold hands. And coincidentally enough, Brakka is next to Mad Maggie, so you have to hold Mad Maggie's right hand.
I'll put my Tanaruk claw in her night hag claw.
Surprisingly, it doesn't really seem to bother you that much.
Right.
And Koi is her left hand.
Mm-hmm.
So Koi has to hold her hand.
Okay.
Come on, don't be shy, I won't bite.
Okay, I'm a little bit wet always.
And as you all hold hands, she starts reciting a spell. And it seems to be some weird ritual chant. And it seems to be a mix between Abyssal, Infernal, and Sylvan, if you know. It's the language of the Fae, essentially. And as she's chanting this, you notice Lulu almost instantly falls asleep on the pillow. And that's when your vision starts to get foggy and cloudy, everybody, and it seems to fade to black. Suddenly, you see a rich, radiant light of 100 dancing rainbows. Warm sunlight fills the area, and within that space, you see Lulu flying lazily in a lush meadow at the shoulder of a beautiful, blindfolded angel. As the pair stroll through the tall green grass, you hear Mad Maggie, in your mind, via telepathy, say, "Push through this vision. It only represents what Lulu wishes was true. This isn't what we're looking for." And as she says that, everybody needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh. 3.
Oh no.
Oof.
24.
Oh no.
26.
I'm kidding.
Gonna give me another heart attack. 16.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so Koi's the only one that this happens with. Oh, actually, this isn't bad. So Koi, you're just kind of like taken by the dream, and you're just kind of like prancing through the meadow, just la la la, la. Like you
Guys, there's water here.
like
Oh no, he's got pyro vision.
like everyone else is still in the lucid dream state where they know they're in a dream, but you like kind of shut down to where you think this is real, and then you're just in a meadow. But as you're skipping through the meadow, that's when this fades off into the next dream.
Nice.
So luckily nothing horrible happens from this. It's just you join hands with the angel, like the angel's in the middle and like Lulu's on the left and you're on the right, and you're all just like la 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 la.
Off to see you're just off to see the wizard skipping.
La 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 la.
Essentially.
Nice.
Oh no, that's if you all fail. Wow.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. Next one.
Oh.
The next dream fades in. A flame-encircled battlefield appears on a barren hellscape. At the center of the circle, Lulu and the angel from the last dream lie unconscious and prone, horribly injured. You see yourself standing in defense of Lulu and the angel, facing outwards as 6 small spined devils creep closer. In the distance, a formation of battered and retreating human warriors disappear through a portal. "The devils!" hisses Mad Maggie. "You must defeat those devils." And as she says that, you all notice that Nix isn't there with you anymore. But instead, you see a red Dragonborn wearing priestly robes of Tiamat, like the cultists you guys encountered at the spa. In hand is a staff, and the staff has 5 draconic heads, one for each of the chromatic colors. So white, blue, green, red, and black. And it is then, as the Spine Devils creep closer, we roll initiative.
Okay.
Are we bound by our awake spell slots?
Yeah, you have everything that you would have had outside the dream.
If we spend slots in here, does it mean we spend them in the real world?
You're not sure, but just count it as you would.
Okay. Okay.
That includes you, Nix. Everything's still the same for you mechanically.
Cleric? No. What'd you say? Cleric robes?
Cleric cultist robes, Tiamat.
Okay, so I would have the same spells?
For the sake of this dream, yes.
Okay.
You do notice that everyone seems a little shorter for some reason. Wow, enemies rolled bad. No NPCs here with you. The doll isn't here with you. What did Koi get?
17.
Ooh, much better than last time.
Oh yeah.
Nix, what'd you get?
21.
Ooh. Okay. Richtofen.
14.
Nice. And Brakka.
Yeah, and that's 12 for Brakka.
You guys did much better this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So up first is Nix. The Spine Devils look at you, Nix, and say, in a language you didn't know that you knew, Infernal, what are you waiting for? Finish them.
Would I hear them since I know Infernal?
Yes. They're speaking to this red Dragonborn next to you all. That is Nix.
Does this particular version of me know if there's any way to assist the ones that we're protecting?
You're not sure. What are you thinking?
Healing.
You want to try to heal them?
Yes.
Okay. As you turn around, how much do you want to heal? Do you want to heal as well as you can? You want to heal just minimal, or
If this person is big enough that we're trying to desperately save them, I want to do as big a heal as possible.
okay? Nix, from the staff, you cast the spell Heal on which target? Lulu or the angel? Sorry, the Archangel.
Archangel.
As you cast it on her, some of her wounds close up. You do notice that one of her arms has been cut off around right here. And that spot that had like this white sparkling liquid pouring out, which you assume is angel blood, celestial blood, stops and closes the wound. And she gets up, and even though she has a blindfold on, she looks at you and nods and grabs Lulu under her arm and goes to fly off on her turn. I guess I will roll on their turn. Okay. So, the spined devils go, "No, what are you doing?" Wait, Koi. It's Koi's turn.
How many devils are?
There are 6 spined devils, and they're encircled around you.
Okay. I will shoot at the closest one.
Okay. Oh, you all are identical to how you are in reality in your gear, except for Nyx. And for the fact all of you, for some reason, on your clothes, you have the insignia of the Hell Rider on your clothes.
Yeah, I will try to hit it. Where's my dice? Here. 12.
E12 misses.
I will shoot again. Okay.
It ducks, turns around, it's just like, you missed me.
26.
Oh, crap.
Sorry.
Okay. 12 magical piercing damage.
Okay. You shoot it right in the gut, and black blood just...
I will spend superiority dice to allow the angel to move now.
Okay. Let me check her stats. She flies at half speed because she's carrying another creature. So she moves. What would that have been? She could use her full move?
No, half
Okay.
movement.
Okay, so her half of half is 35 feet. She flies straight up 35
Wow.
feet. As her 2 pairs of wings, her 4 angelic wings, just she goes into the air.
Oh, okay. That's it.
All right, after Koi is Richtofen.
Oh, I dealt 4 extra damage, but I think I killed it. So.
Oh, 4 extra. It is still
Yeah.
up, but it is very, very
4
hurt.
extra. For the superiority dice.
Richtofen, you do not have your skeletons with you, unfortunately.
Yeah, I won't target the same one as Koi. I'll target the one next to it,
Mm-hmm.
and let loose a chromatic orb.
All right.
.22 acid.
22 acid.
Yeah, I did a level 2 chromatic orb.
That was just enough that it melts. It's just dead.
Oh.
So that's nice and easy. So that was Richtofen's turn. After Richtofen, it is Zariel's turn. She flies off. So that's her turn. She dashed, so she's 300 feet away. After her, it's Brakka's turn.
Brakka takes her staff, that +2 Lathander's quarterstaff she got,
Mm-hmm.
thrust it into the air, and you watch this green lightning spark from her eyes and around the actual staff itself as the clouds overhead start to rumble, and she slams the butt of the staff on the ground and casts Call Lightning between two of the imps, the idiot spine devils.
Dex saves, right?
Yep, dex saves. You have to beat a 16.
Okay. Actually, I don't think they have magic resist. Oh, no, they do. Okay. Both make it.
Ow! Right, so that is half of 3d10. Where's my 3d? Where's my d10s? That one. 19. So half of 19.
Okay, you still shock them pretty good. They don't seem resistant to it at all.
Right. Wait, is this is just the constant nature of hell like a continuous storm?
Kind of. It's a very
So
malevolent sky.
okay, so because it says that in the case of there already being a storm, I take control of it and I add an additional D10 to that.
This spell is not one of the spells that has extra stuff happen to it, so I would say it's not that kind of storm, unfortunately.
Ah, okay.
So that's Brakka's turn, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
After Brakka, it's their turns. So the remaining Spine Devils are like, Betrayer! Tiamat has turned on us. Surprised she would align with the angel. As they fire spines at all of you. So we'll go with Brakka first. So spines, pew pew. It gets a few spine attacks. 17 for the first one,
Miss.
and a lot lower on the second one.
So don't miss.
So both are miss.
Mhm.
Koi, pew pew. Nat 2 and 19.
19 hits.
All right. The spine hits you, and you take 7 damage.
I will use one superiority dice to parry and reduce the damage by 7.
All right, you deflect it. Nice.
Yeah.
That devil's just like, fuck. And then forever. Next one, or I guess 2 of them will shoot at Nyx, because they really don't like Nyx right now.
Lovely.
19 and 10 for the first Spine Devil.
Would a shield be up in time?
If you use your reaction, you could cast it, yes.
I use shield.
Okay, so both miss you then.
Complete.
The second one, pew pew. A dirty 20 and a 15.
Luckily with shield. Wait, it doesn't count for those, does it?
Shield?
Yes, it does.
Shield, I think, lasts until your turn.
Yeah, last your turn.
Oh, okay. Then, luckily enough, miss.
Yeah, until the start of your next turn. All right,
I'll have
so
to
your
keep that in
shield
mind.
blocks all of them except for one that just really missed you. Richtofen, pew pew.
Shield.
Oh, you just cast it anyway, regardless?
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 and 14 would miss, I assume?
They do now.
Okay. And as they finish firing, the dream seems to fade off, and it seems to be fading off with Lulu, who's with Zariel, hundreds of feet away now. And it just seems like everything seems to collapse on itself towards them. And all of a sudden, all of you are just like at that out of body, and it's like the combat's over. Is pretty much what I'm saying. And it just goes to cutscene, and it just goes to Zariel cradling Lulu like a little baby, and she puts one of her stub arm over top of Lulu's head, and as she does, Lulu heals a little bit and starts to wake up, and she goes, "Shh, it's okay, Lulu. We're okay." As the dream fades off. Next dream. The landscape is filled with a thick black smoke, and the smells of death and decay expand to encompass everything. The small devils that survived your previous skirmish kneel before you, and they say, "Please spare us, and we will serve you. We were wrong to fight against the Archcleric of Tiamat."
Archcleric?
Brakka just slowly
What
looks
do you
at
guys
Nyx.
do?
Brakka just slowly looks at Nyx and just like, or just mouths to Nyx. What the fuck? Just in
I say we
disbelief.
kill them and send a clear message.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. We can use this.
Brakka nods at that. It's just like, yeah, I agree. They're more useful to us alive than dead.
You hear
Besides,
off in the distance, seeming to be facing away from the microphone, Mad Maggie go, "Ooh, the popcorn's done."
Yes, but in death, they're more valuable to me.
Yeah, we're gonna wait until they actually die before we do that.
remember the last time you tried to raise devil corpses? It didn't work. They're not considered humanoids.
I got 2 giant bulls that say otherwise.
They are, though. Brakka just uses the tip of her staff and just lifts one of their chins up to look at her.
The chin sizzles a bit off the celestial power from the staff.
She sees that, she just smirks. Like, we let you live. You serve us.
He's wincing. He's not taking damage, but it looks very uncomfortable.
We let you live. You serve us. Unwaveringly. No tricks. No side deals. Or this is going to sting a lot more than it does already. Understand?
Yes, it is a deal.
Not a deal. An agreement.
Is there?
You don't screw us. We don't take your heads off. Remember where you are. And still die here. We get to go home, you don't. Spins her staff, smacks it on the ground.
As you smack it on the ground, the stream fades off.
For my minions.
Can
True.
I get some popcorn?
I didn't. As it's like in mid transition, like fade to black. You just hear Mad Maggie say, "Sorry, I didn't pop extra," and then it fades into the next stream.
You know, it's better if you put gobstoppers on there.
Gobstoppers?
Oh, the chocolate malt balls, I meant.
Brakka just goes, "Damn it, now I want popcorn."
Oh, those go really good with the red cap fingers. You wake up. In the next stream, you wander in a vast, barren landscape of utter devastation. Black sludge rises rapidly out of the ground, enveloping all of your feet, gripping onto you tightly, overwhelming you with a horrible sense of loss. And she goes, and Mad Maggie's just like, oh, don't let the sludge consume you. You must push through. She must look through the stream. Lulu must.
Fight the sadness.
Expecto Patronum. Oh wait, no, not that one.
Well,
See, you
We'll
went.
use-
See you.
The same initiatives as last time. Since this is not combat, it's just make sure everyone gets a turn. Conveniently enough, those 4 spine devils, because you guys did kill one of them from before, fly overhead, and they come to assist you. And as you guys try to pull yourselves out of the ichor, we'll go one at a time, strength saving throws. So up first is Nix. You have advantage on your strength saving throw because the spine devil is assisting you.
Because my strength is not that great. Ooh.
Oh, sorry. This is athletics or acrobatics.
Oh,
That
thank
makes
goodness.
a big difference. I'm
That
sorry.
it does, because those I'm proficient at, unlike the strength. So athletics would be nice. Oh, that's much better. Dirty 20.
You rise up out of the sludge into the air, and this horrible sense of loss you quickly shake off the second you're not in contact with the sludge. But now you're kind of like floating in the air a few feet above the sludge. After Nix, it is Coy's turn. You can try acrobatics or athletics. at advantage.
Acrobatics. Acrobatics.
The spine
18.
devil, 18.
Yeah.
Okay, you make it out. The spine devil that's helping you was the one that was almost dead. The one that got that you shot coincidentally enough. After Koi is Richtofen.
Oh, I don't have high stats here.
You have advantage, and it's either acrobatics or athletics.
Holy crap! I rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
Nice.
hey.
I will shut my mouth.
I'll take it.
You feel a hand in the sludge, or multiple hands in the sludge underneath you, Richtofen, and they actually seem to push you upwards with your nat 20.
Thank you, Artax.
Looking down as you're now just somehow floating a few feet above the sludge.
Sorry.
I understand being allergic to demonic sludge. It's totally understandable.
Yeah.
You see down below they were skeletons that were pushing you up, and then they fade back in to the ichor as you hear some like Terminator music, and then there's like a thumbs up as it just goes back into the ichor. Brakka, your turn.
Alright. So we have advantage?
Yes.
It's a 15.
For a moment, it looks like the Spine Devil will not be able to pull Brakka out of the sludge.
Oh.
But then, luckily, with enough wiggle room, Brakka just makes it out. While you were being consumed by this, and you were feeling a sense of loss, you were remembering your family and your tribe being devastated. And you just couldn't help but feel like you weren't going to join them, and you were going to die alone and be in a gray void for the rest of eternity. But the second you got pulled out by the Spine Devil out of the sludge, that feeling immediately disappeared from you. That despair, it was gone. Next dream! Whee! Lulu rests on a black cushion in the center of an inky void, the same black cushion that she was sleeping on outside of the dream. She's unconscious and alone. A beam of brilliant white light shines down upon her. Next to Lulu is a large, gleaming brass spyglass resting atop of an orderly carved tripod. Lulu awakens and looks peacefully around her. Seeing the spyglass, she approaches it and presses one eye against the eyepiece. She then flutters back suddenly, eyes wide and mouth open, her face alight with excitement. She cries out, "The sword! The sword! I know where it is!" And as she says that, the dream ends. And all of you and Lulu wake up where you were resting. You see sitting next to you, Mad Maggie, and she has her hand in a bowl of popcorn.
Oh man, I'm short again.
You're used to that by now. Reaches over to get some popcorn.
You go to grab some popcorn, and she allows you to take some. Right before you go to put it in your mouth, give me an insight check. For Richtofen.
Oh, sorry. 17.
As you're putting your hand up to your mouth to go eat some of the popcorn, your hand just has a bunch of living maggots in it.
It's protein.
That's Mad Maggie laughing as you just eat it anyway.
I'm a Dragonborn. Come on.
Tastes squishy, slimy but satisfying.
I'm calling you Mr. Pig from now on.
Well, you're short like a meerkat, so okay.
That was
I don't have a
Quite-
tail, but I do have the staff.
that was one of the more interesting dreamscapes I've seen in the last century. Bravo.
That's number one.
Well, this one for now.
Hmm.
In the last century, at least. I did get to peer into the mind of a Baelor. That was quite a trip. Did you know that a Baelor's worst nightmare is being tickled by a feather? Well,
Really?
at least Gargomax was. The destroyer and painbringer of all. You know, Baelors, they like to add titles. In any case, that was definitely more than enough payment for the ritual itself. And I couldn't help but notice that you all were kind enough to help around the fort. So, I think I owe you a bit more. you can take one of my infernal war machines. It should make travel a little easier.
That's extremely generous. I don't think we're going to complain about that.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
Also, while you guys were in the dreamscape, Barbosa and a few of the Redcaps mentioned about how do you help them out. So, I thought I would give you as well. Excuse me, let me check my pack. Ah, here it is. A soul coin.
That thing's as big as my head.
Fun fact, this is at 80%. It should be like another...
Oh, good lord.
Jeez.
Also, it should be an inch thick.
Imagine you have that coin purse of those things.
Oh, they can be quite heavy.
I guess we're just going to take it. Or she's just offering it to us to take.
Yes.
I'm assuming
Probably to Brakka, because Brakka's right next to her and she likes you.
I'll take it then. Yeah.
The second you touch it, it feels fairly heavy. What is your constitution modifier?
My con mod is +4.
Okay. You feel like you can't carry many more of these.
Right.
It's like it's like Lord of the Rings: The One Ring. You're not sure what it is about it, but it seems to be weighing you down.
This is.
That's the soul straight from Mammon's forge. Well, Mammon's mint. Coin minting. The third layer of hell.
Brakka's eyes kind of widen at that and look at this thing. Just then he goes back, looks at Maggie. There's someone in here?
Well, someone's sold, yes. It is the main currency here in hell. Gold won't get you very far.
How do people lug these things around? I'm just holding this thing. It feels like I'm about to collapse almost.
Well, you're carrying someone's entire existence. Also,
That makes sense.
you little goody two-shoes might find it a little more bothersome, at least from your own conscience. That
Can I
might
take
be
a look
weighing you
at
down.
it?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense too, I guess. Just hands it over to Richtofen because he asked.
You swear you could feel the emotion of pain from the coin, specifically. Not pain to you, pain of itself.
Just in general, it's like existence is pain.
Yeah. Just that feeling. No actual communication going on. No whispers in your head or anything weird.
So it goes away from Brakka when she hands it over.
The second you have your hands on it, you feel the same thing from the coin.
Yeah.
And Mad Maggie explains to you what all you can do with the coin. So, soul coin, uncommon item. It is 5 inches across and is an inch thick, minted with infernal iron. It weighs 1/3 of a pound. So a single coin weighing that much, it's quite a bit. Actually, it's fairly light for being made of iron and that big.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, you feel, you do not feel the weight issue, Richtofen. It just feels like it's 1/3 of a pound. But she explains that you can use it for various things. You can consume some of the soul's essence and gain temporary hit points. You could ask the soul a question and receive a telepathic response as well. Each coin has 3 charges, and doing one of those things would use a charge. Once all the charges are used, it's a useless piece of metal. And the soul has been completely consumed. Oh, also, they are the main fuel source for your new war machine. And she goes up to a war machine that you guys picked last session because it just made sense. It was either the bike or the dune buggy one. And the dune buggy can hold 4 people, and the bike can hold 1. So, and there's a giant coin slot up on the driver's seat spot, and she puts a soul coin in there. And it wasn't making any noise before, but the second she puts that in, you see like a furnace glow come from internally inside this machine, and the engine roars. She says, "Now, 1 coin will last a day. After a day, engine stops, and you'll need another."
Well, how do we get more?
You could trade goods with other denizens of hell. You could steal some from some of the other war bands running around in war machines.
War bands.
Oh, of course.
She looks around at the red caps and the flesh golems. Like, this is a war band. It seems more like an outpost. No offense.
No, this is a fort.
Hmm.
I'm staying where I am because I get a pretty good deal. I get a soul coin and I fix up their vehicles, and then they go out there and they wreck them and bring them back.
Seems like a lucrative business.
Yes.
Out of character, very Mad Max vibes all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Very Mad Maggie vibes. Wink.
Yeah. Brakka just gives a thinks for a moment at that and just goes, any competitors that you have in this field?
Not yet.
Hmm.
The big man downstairs seems to be fine with me running the main operation here in Avernus.
I see. Right. Just figured if your business felt like it was threatened, maybe we could, I don't know, take out some competitors in exchange for future business dealings. Not dealings as in souls, but as in just give them further help. You've already seen how helpful we can be.
And you call the rest of us violent.
You know, if she was a little heavier, I could see her as Ellie from Borderlands 2, that big old mechanic.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, why did you put that image in my head? Nothing against larger women. I just hate that character because she reminds me way too much of my own sister.
Well, in any case, I think we're done with our business, so I'll send you out and you can look for the sword of Zariel, the sword of an archangel who fell. And man, that was just to see the woe on her face as she was holding you, Lulu. That was so delicious.
Right.
Thank you. And Lulu looks obviously uncomfortable with that. Okay, I know which way we should go. We should go get the sword.
Yeah, Brakka just gently pets Lulu on the head and just like, yeah, let's go get the sword.
So
you all leave Fort Knucklebone, and we'll fast forward to you all have your 4 seats in the vehicle, and Richtofen and the rest of the crew has conveniently found perfect ways of tying up all your skeletons onto the vehicle, and it does not go over the carry capacity. Because last time when I was muted, I think we spent like well over an hour trying to get the carry capacity to work.
Like an hour and 20 minutes, or it's not worth our time. So
and I thought of one thing that would have made that whole conversation a whole lot shorter.
Mm-hmm.
If one of the zombies takes the spot where Nix was, Nix could ride on the back without too much of a problem and still have room for carrying capacity.
And as you all get into the vehicle, Koi, last time you were at the front, like a little turret gunner spot. There was a ballista there, but looks like it was removed and broken, but you can conveniently enough have your crossbow sitting there, and you can fire out of there all the same. You all go to ride off out of Fort Knucklebone with Lulu sitting shotgun, or no, Lulu's sitting in the middle in the big seat. Who's driving?
Didn't Mav
I was
say-
driving live time.
Right, and then who would be shotgun? That'd be the person that Lulu's between Richtofen and like Lulu's in the middle, and then there's Richtofen. And
Are
then
you literally making her take up a whole seat?
no, she's like squeezed between two people in the front.
Okay. I was just going to say, because she could easily fit on somebody else's lap or shoulder or on top of Brakka's head.
Well, she's small size, not tiny size.
Besides the doll sitting in your lap.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nix does have a doll sitting in on Nix's lap. I'll say maybe Brakka would also be in front, I guess. And you all go to ride off. And as you ride off into, I was going to say the sunset, but there's no sun here. Ride off into the hellscape. To hell you ride.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we'll end for tonight.
All right.
Oof.
Nice.
Nice.
Only a half session tonight?
I'll explain when we're done. But does anyone have any plugs?
Nope.
Not for the new year.
Okay, well,
Sorry. I was just going to say, Happy New Year, everybody.
yeah, happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Right.
Happy first session of the new year.
Yeah, the time has warped so much in hell that they went a whole year ahead.
Mm.
I mean,
Well, plan our travel.
It took them a whole year to get out of Ethereal to hell.
Well, time is relative, so
Hmm
I mean, there's nothing saying that when we get back, it won't be 5 minutes after we jumped in the portal the first time.
or 30 years.
30
in the past.
years.
Future.
Or 30 years.
Optimism, people.
If it's 30 years, look at how much profit we would have from that place we
No.
have.
They would not have kept our profits. They would have easily taken over the whole place the fifth
Oh,
year
yeah.
in at best.
If that
50.
if that is all for tonight, thank you all who watched live and watches post on YouTube. If you like this game or any of the other games on my channel, please follow, subscribe, whatever you want to call it. Hit the hell's bells or whatever. I really appreciate it. I'm not really making money off this. I don't have monetization, but it is nice to know people are watching. So we're going into the new year hot, and we'll see you all next week.
See you.
Right?
Bye-bye.
Later.